Essay metalanguage for differences. So this is mostly going to be using comparative essays, but you could also extend it into text response as well if you want to provide a higher level of detail. So rather than providing one piece of evidence, you're providing multiple pieces of evidence and giving some sort of a comparison or analysis of it as you go through. These are all the words that these were drawn from, and they've been separated based on purpose. The learning intention is to explain words and phrases that can be used to show differences between things. The success criteria for you is, I know and can use a range of metalanguage to show the differences between two things. And these words are going to be just the base words. There'll be another video called modifiers, which will be how you will show differing levels of degree or importance to these phrases and words you're going to use here. So these words have all been grouped together because their purpose is to begin a sentence or connect two phrases within a sentence. Your task while you watch is to select two things to compare and note down these words, and at the end there'll be another task. So for each of the words, rather than give a definition, because they all mean essentially the same thing, which is difference, I'll use it in a sentence as an example so you can see where it can be placed in a sentence so that you can make your own at the end of the video. So for this, we're going to be comparing apples and oranges. Apples are like oranges, although they taste different. Apples are like oranges, yet their texture is different. Apples are like oranges, whereas they are both types of fruit. Apples are like oranges, however they are peeled differently. Apples are like oranges, but they smell different. Apples are like oranges whilst they often cost a different price. Apples are like oranges unless you have eyes that work. Apples are like oranges unlike pears, which are completely different. Apples are like oranges, however, on the contrary, rambutan is not similar. Apples are like oranges even though they are both healthy. Apples are like oranges, on the other hand, they are never sold together. Apples are like oranges, yet the reverse is also true for a number of reasons. Apples are like oranges, in contrast, pears are vastly different. Apples are like oranges, conversely, some fruits are not alike. Apples are like oranges, different from bananas. Or, apples are like oranges which are different from bananas. Apples are like bananas rather than grapes. Apples are like bananas, by contrast, meat is very different. Apples are like oranges compared to cats, they are less furry. So your task is to refer to your list and use each of these in a sentence of your own, and keep in mind what you've chosen to compare, and just as these examples, try and hold that same comparison throughout, so you can practice the way these words fit within sentences based on one central theme. And you may want to watch the other videos if you're looking also for comparison. If you're doing a comparative essay, you'll also need the comparative phrases, of course.